All right, good evening, people. You are welcome to the um, Librarian Spotlight Program Africa 2024 November. It is amazing to have us here this evening once again. I'm so delighted to be your host. My name is Victoria Edozie, and you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. You know how we do this. We've been doing this for months now, and I can tell you for free that has been an amazing time over here. I really appreciate those of us that have been doing well to stream, to replay, to go about this activity, to go about this program over again, to support us. We want to say a very big thank you for being there. My name is Victoria Edozie, and you're welcome to the Librarian Spotlight Africa program. November edition. Yes, if you are joining us, very importantly, we'd like you to do a few things before we kick off this evening with the program. Please, if you're watching wherever you are, please let us know where you are watching from. Let us know your name and where you're watching from, and we will do well to celebrate you and welcome you. You are highly welcome this evening to the Librarian Spotlight Africa program. 2024 November. Wow, it's been amazing. So let's know where you're calling from. Let's know where you're watching from. Let's know where you're connecting from. Let us know your beautiful name, and we shall do well to celebrate you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Welcome and welcome. All right. So just as I said, this program streams every single month, and thus far we've been privileged to host so many wonderful librarians doing fantastically well and encouraging others in the field of librarianship. And today we shall be hosting someone I have admired from afar. How I wish she knows how amazing she has been and how encouraging she has been in supporting us throughout this program and this field of librarianship. Of course, you know what the Librarian Spotlight Africa is for. It is a program put up by our host, who you'll be meeting shortly, who feels and who believes that it's important to celebrate top librarians or librarians as a whole. It may not necessarily be top, but people who are doing so well in the field of librarianship. I mean, this profession has to be echoed, and you discover that we are doing so well. There are people who are doing so well in the field of librarianship, and we've been doing from the month of March or so. We have been every single month celebrating people who are doing fantastically well in the field of librarianship. And this is so that we can celebrate and we can celebrate and encourage the younger professionals who are coming up. All right. So just before we go on a very short commercial break, I want you, if you're just joining us, to please introduce yourself. Let us know where you're watching from. And please, yes, thank God I did not forget. Please do well to share the link, because I'm telling you, this edition may be short, but it is going to be impactful. Please get your pen, get your paper, get your book, your notepad, whatever. Just make sure that you come hearing, with enough space in your stomach, ready to receive from Mama. I call her Mama Aflea. She's a wonderful role model from afar. Please, I celebrate her, and I want you to do well to invite others. So, do you know those links, those groups you belong to? Please do well to, echo that the Librarian Spotlight Africa program has started so that other persons can join this. I can see that Taiwo Ajayi is here, yes, and she is celebrating our Librarian Spotlight Librarian of the Month for us, a woman of substance. Of course, I agree with you big time. So please, let's go on this quick commercial break, and when we come back, we shall be introducing the host, and afterwards, we shall be moving right on. We shall be right back. Don't go anywhere. Amazing. You are welcome back to the Librarian Spotlight Africa program once more. If you're just seeing my face for the very first time, I am the host. I am the moderator of this great program. My name is Victoria Edozie, also known as the Librarian of the Now. Of course, I am also a young professional who wants and who believe also that we can do striving and creative and wonderful things in the field of librarianship. So, without wasting further ado, without much ado, we want to get it rolling this night. Of course, my book is ready and my pen is ready too, and I'm ready to learn also from a woman of substance, a woman of integrity, a woman of capacity. And I would love to make welcome the host. The host also is a coach who has inspired me in no small way. He's a global capacity builder, a media professional, and also an AI enthusiast. He's doing so much, and he's also an encouragement in the field of librarianship. He's none other person than Mr. Sylvester Ebhonu. Mr. Sylvester Ebhonu is an amazing coach, also my coach, a coach that inspires multitude and a lot of people in the world. And it is a pleasure to introduce him as the host of today's program. You're welcome, sir. Good evening and
Victoria.
welcome.
Good evening, Victoria. Thank you very much. And you look great
Yeah,
this evening as usual. How are you?
thank you. I'm fine, thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Okay, so let's see what we have on the outline of our program today. We're going to be we're going to be on a very fast lane this evening because there's so much that we have to do. And once again, I want to join Victoria to welcome every one of us on board. Welcome to the Librarian Spotlight. And today's edition, we spotlight an amazing veteran, someone would call she's a very experienced librarian, a role model, a capacity builder, and she means so much. I'll just allow the official introduction do justice. But for now, we are going to just run through what's on the program today. As usual, immediately after this opening formalities, we will introduce the librarian of the month and we'll get right into the interview with her. Shortly after that, we would see if we have questions from our online viewers. And today is a special day that I would like that for those of us who are watching online, I would like you to prepare some questions because you don't know what it means for us to have someone like Dr. Nkem here on the Librarian Spotlight Africa. There's so much we're going to learn from her. And it would be nice that you have your questions ready for Dr. Nkem today. And I would like to announce to us that as I speak with you, Dr. Nkem is backstage. She's here with us right now. So, and immediately after the interaction with her, we have a surprise guest that is also here with us. And that surprise guest will be declaring Dr. Nkem as Librarian of the Month for November. And immediately, Dr. Nkem is declared as Librarian of the Month for November. We will bring this program to a close. So we ask that you hang on, stay tight with us as we just continue with the order of this program. So, having said that, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would not waste further time, but to make welcome honoree for tonight. But please, before I bring her on stage, because she's backstage right now, before I bring her on stage, I want to see. I've only seen a comment from Dr. Taiwo Ajayi. Please, I see that we have over 10, 15 people. The numbers keeps going up and on. Please let us know that you are here so we can recognize you. And we want you to drop your words of congratulations here and help us welcome Dr. Nkem. Dr. Nkem, good evening and welcome, ma.
Hello, Sylvester. Hello. Am I on stage now?
Yes, you're on stage, ma. We are happy to have you here today, ma.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma. Thank you so much. For those who may not be aware, like I said already, this is one of those programs that you need to get questions ready to leverage the opportunity, because it's not every time you get to interact with very busy role models like Dr. Nkem. And today we are so happy to have her on this program. Dr. Nkem just returned from the third UNESCO OERO Congress that held in Dubai, and she's still making time for us to be here. So, Dr. Nkem, we want to say thank you so much for being here. Welcome, Ma.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I would like our audience, those watching, for them to get to know you. But before I do that, may I just inform us that we have Daniel Akobe. He said he's good to be here. I believe he's watching from Kogi State. We also have Adora Orakbo. She says, Dr. Nkem, welcome. And we have Dr. John Adebayo. Yes, I believe he's participating. He's watching from LinkedIn. And Dr. John, thank you so much for being here. We're glad to have you participate with us. So I would like for us to just let us know if you are here. We just want to be sure that this stream is an interactive one. Immediately you step in, we'll do well to recognize you. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to introduce to you our Librarian of the Month.
This November, we proudly spotlight Dr. Nkem Osuigwe, a multiple award winner who transforms the advocacy for information access, open knowledge, and digital literacy across the African continent. Dr. Nkem Dilim Ekene Osuigwe is a distinguished figure with over 3 decades of experience in African librarianship. She holds a PhD in Library and Information Science from Abia State University, a Master's in Library and Information Science from the University of Ibadan, and a bachelor's degree in English from the University of Benin. Her deep commitment to lifelong learning is reflected in her recent participation in the WIPO Summer School at Bournemouth University in 2024.
Dr. Nkem began her career as a senior librarian in Anambra State, where she eventually rose to the role of director of the Anambra State Library Board and transformed public libraries in the state. Under her leadership, she hosted dignitaries such as His Excellency Peter Obi and former Minister Labaran Maku at the State Library. Currently, she serves as the Director of Human Capacity Development and Training at the African Library and Information Associations and Institutions, AFLIA. Dr. Osuigwe is dedicated to empowering librarians across Africa. Her work in developing training models, advocating for open access, is well recognized, notably through initiatives like the African Librarians Week, which mobilized over 800 editors to improve content on Wikipedia, generating nearly 28,000 edits. She has also led several impactful projects, including securing Starlink services for 5 Nigerian libraries, facilitating open licensing training for the Enugu State Library Board, and contributing to the African Union's reading policy. Her efforts in supporting the Libraries Without Walls concept have extended library services beyond physical boundaries, exemplified by our role in the donation of books to Lagata Women's Prison in Kenya and Warri Prison in Nigeria. Dr. Osuigwe's scholarly contributions are vast, with numerous peer-reviewed journal articles, book chapters, and blog posts on topics ranging from social media regulations to the role of public libraries in combating education inequality. Over the years, she has been involved in various international bodies, such as the UNESCO/IGF OERO Dynamic Coalition Advisory Group, actively participating in global conferences, including Wiki in Durban and Spark Africa. Beyond her professional achievements, Dr. Osuigwe is a passionate educator, offering pro bono lectures to students at the Federal Polytechnic Oko. Her accolades include the prestigious Wikimedian of the Year newcomer category in 2022, the Torchbearer Award by the Wikimedian User Group Nigeria in 2023, amongst others.
Please join us in honoring a transformative force whose exceptional contributions are redefining libraries as agents of education and equitable information access across Africa. Cheers to our deserving honoree of the month for November 2024, Dr. Nkem Osuigwe.
Wow. Wow, wow, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, and that wonderful short documentary was put together by one of our team members, the anchor for this program, Victoria. Victoria, I don't want to bring her up again, but if we had to bring her up, she will say how inspiring it was for her to put those stories together. She kept admiring the lady behind this beautiful profile. And this is just a sneak peek into who you are, Mar. We are honored to have you, Mar. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
No. I don't want to have a big head. So just thank you. I don't want it to go to my head. So just thank you very much for this. Thank you. But I just hope that all that was about me, not somebody else. Thank you.
All right. I trust you. Okay, so that we don't get distracted, I'll just do this for the last time. I'll just recognize these people here who are sending goodwill messages. There is Yakub says he's participating from Kogi State, and optimistic caller. That's Dr. Alonge. He says he's watching from the Netherlands, and we also have Yakub saying congratulations, Doc. We have Frimbyong saying congratulations. He's watching from Ghana. And we have Dr. Taiwo is also saying congratulations. We have Precious Ganga watching from Lusaka. Lusaka is in Zambia. Yes, Zambia. Yeah, Lusaka is participating from Zambia. And then we have many other people here, and time will not permit us to show this, but we just get to the business of the day. Dr. Nkem, I think there's something many people don't know about you. I don't know, maybe I should just start with that. Let me share that with them. Is this person you, Mar? let me play this video. I think it's playing now. Okay, for those of you watching this now, the video playing right now, I don't know if you see it playing on your screen, or am I the one pausing it? Okay. The video playing right now is a video of Dr. Nkem. I would like us to say that she's someone that we should actually call Chief, or Librarian Chief Dr. Nkem Dilem Ekene Osuigwe. She recently it's an honor to have her here because she recently was coronated as the Ugo Charamba na Akujiogo of Orumba South local government area in Anambra State. So, Mar, congratulations on this feather that has just been added to your hat. We want to say congratulations. How are your people in Anambra State today, and what does this chieftaincy signify and mean to you, Mar?
Thank you for this again. This is like recognition given to a wife, somebody that came to marriage on time, and where she's in her husband's place, she has been excelling. So it's just like a recognition of you are a wife, you're doing well, and we acknowledge that.
Wow. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, so I think let's just get back to the reason and the purpose for why we are here. Mar, I will just be snappy with the questions because we have a lot of questions for you today. And the first question is this. You have been very instrumental to mobilizing African librarians through initiatives like the One Lib, One Ref, that's the One Library, One Reference, and other Wikipedia projects. Mar, can we know what inspired a groundbreaking effort like this, and what impact does initiatives like these have on librarianship in Africa?
Yeah, thank you for this question. You see, the world is like a global village now. And when you see what your colleagues in other climes are doing, you also want to clean. You want to find out what is all there. And then in finding out, you recognize that there's a space particularly kept for African professionals, especially librarians, and that space has been empty. So it all started when I was in Athens, Greece, for IFLA, and I met one colleague that I see her post online. She's a librarian that lectures in a library school somewhere in the US. So I asked her, what's this that you always talk about? And she was like, okay, let me introduce you to somebody that will let you know more. And she gave me an email, and I wrote this person, and eventually I got to meet the person in Accra. That's Felix Nati. He works in Wikimedia Foundation, and we got talking, and from there I understood more that, see, Wikimedia projects are like stories people tell about themselves. So I asked him, if people are telling these stories about themselves, are there sufficient Africans telling African stories about Africans? Or maybe, and how many librarians are doing this? And he was like, oh, Dr. Nkem, this is the kind of thing that we want. Yes, can we do it? Can we do it? And that was how we started, because I told him, and I also understand that librarians have gone beyond the age of just being keepers of books, managers of information, managers of it. No, we want to move on into helping our community of users, our user communities, get the tools, get the literacy, the digital literacy skills to be able to go tell their stories online. And when you consider that almost everything is going online, you find out that librarians need to gain the skills themselves, then help their users gain the skills so that they can go see exactly what is that others are doing and join them. That was how it started. And thankfully, that was during COVID lockdown. So it was quite it was quite easy to get so many people into the mix, and help them to gain skills. We started with African Librarians Week. That was in 2020. Then from 2021, we ran a course on Wikipedia in African libraries. And then we also ran one on Wikidata, but I'll talk about that some more as you ask your questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I like that you were already mentioning some of these projects, so it gives us an idea. But my next question actually is about should I say it's an assumption or a perception of some librarians. There's a perception that some librarians are shifting their focus away from traditional library services to platforms like Wikipedia. So what I mean is, if you are in the midst of some librarians now, when you are talking about Wikipedia, they are like, what concerns Wikipedia and the job that we do as librarians, right? Some don't even take the concept very serious. And I see a lot of advocacy you do, and many of these young librarians that you have mentored, Omoro Dion, Bukola, many of them, but only few people are paying attention to this. And I see how much passion you put into this. Could you please clarify, this assumption, and can you shed light on how the work that we do as librarians aligns with and contributes to curation or Wikipedia? What's that relationship, and why should we take it seriously as librarians?
Thank you for this. Now, when we were in library school, one of the things that we were taught was that the encyclopedia is the first place to start your reference search. Let's say somebody has a reference query or reference inquiry. the first place to search will be an encyclopedia. Then from there, you can progress to specific courses. Now, Encyclopedia Britannica, Americana, and so on, they all used to be in print. They are still there. So many libraries still have them in print, but Britannica has gone totally online. Now, Wikipedia is an online encyclopedia. The only thing is that it is crowdsourced from experts all over the world, from people in different fields, different languages, different inclinations, different passions. And the important thing about it is that the aim is to ensure that it captures the total sum of all human knowledge without being judgmental. Now, when you go to Wikipedia, you find out that before you write an article, or for an article to be there must be references. Wikipedia does not allow primary data. It allows only secondary information, so to speak. It must have been written somewhere by somebody, so that somebody can, if you come across an article on Wikipedia, you can read further using the references that the person that wrote the article used to bring the article together. But for me, it didn't stop there. When I got into the Wikipedia thing, I saw something. I saw that at the end of every article written about African countries, written about African persons, written about any African entity, so to speak, at the end of it, if you go down the article, right at the end, you see a box there that they call authority control. When I first saw it, I said, yes, authority control. Yes, I know about authority control files from library schools. Let me see how this works out. And when I checked all the articles about Africa, I'm not saying some, I'm not saying a few. Yeah. All the articles about Africa and Africans that are on Wikipedia that has that authority control template box, when you click on it, it will take you to libraries. Listen, it will take you to libraries and databases, because librarians are the people that is part of their profession to provide the control name. Like if let's say somebody like Wole Soyinka, do you call him Wole Soyinka or you call him Soyinka Wole A or something like that? We have this thing right from a timing system, from cataloging, that this is the way a person's name should be written. That is what is called authority control. Yes. So now every issue about authority control on every African article, every African article about a person, about the country in Wikipedia has authority control template. And when you click on it, it will take you to libraries in Israel, libraries in Greece, Library of Congress, in Slovenia, and others. And that was when we started to interrogate this. We are African librarians, right? So how come this thing doesn't come to African libraries? Remember, you asked me the connection between that and that.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, and it turns out that throughout since Wikipedia came on stream, no librarian of African descent had ever actually asked, why are we not here? Why do you link things about Africa to libraries in Greece? What happened to libraries in Africa? I mean, don't we have libraries? So when we further investigated, we found out that is this thing they call VIAF, that's Visual International Authority Files, that is run by OCLC. That is where, that's the grid, like the link that now, it stands there, then it links these things to other libraries. And of course, man, is expensive. It's expensive to be there. And we asked questions since 2022. We asked until it was just this year that we now got the ability to start with the National Library of Nigeria to create a semantic authority control file for Nigerian, for the National Library that will be linked through Wikipedia to all these articles. So we are just starting the project. I'm sure that by this time that those links would have been created, because it's not going to be an easy thing. It's not going to be a walk in the park. And we are using the National Library of Nigeria as a model, so that once we are done with them, we can now help other national libraries all over Africa. So if somebody is searching for an article on Ngugi Wationgo, his books and so on Wikipedia, you can read through it, then go down to that authority control template, click on it, and it will take you to libraries in Kenya, libraries in Uganda that will have more sources or resources about it. So that link is there between libraries and all this. But the point is that we've been just looking at Wikipedia at the face value without going to the back end to see how does this thing work. Where are libraries in the mix? This one is different from helping people, get citations and all that. That one, anybody can do that. But this one I spoke about now, it is only librarians that can do it inside library. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. I think should I say a particular kind of audience, if not all librarians, needed this description and explanation that you have made. And I hope that those who are not live right now will come back to watch this as a replay. We have Madam Folashade behind. She has a question for you. She'll be coming up shortly to ask that question. But before she comes up, I'm not seeing her. She was here shortly. I don't know if she's ready now. Madam Folashade, if you are here, just put a message in the private chat for me to see. But let me just quickly ask this question. What you do, most of the work you do is around open access. And there's a program, one of the programs I benefited from recently that you facilitated under AFLIA is the Open Access Week. That's engagement that was done throughout that week. So I want to ask, very, very briefly, as a strong advocate for open access, how do you see African libraries adapting to the global push for more accessible information? A very quick answer, if you see any possibility that African libraries...
Yeah. We are adapting to that. We are adopting that because it is in our favor to open up knowledge. When knowledge is behind paywalls, when knowledge is all about the global north, when knowledge does not recognize our languages, languages are like your language, your mother tongue is your second skin. Yes. So when all knowledge, so to speak, about science, about everything does not recognize the existence of that your second skin, there's a problem. And that is what AFLIA is pushing, to get librarians into this, to understand why knowledge has to be open.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for that brief response, Mar. So I'm also going to be checking the chat section to see those who have questions or comments, and we're going to ask. It's going to be an interactive one. We have a very short time, and we want to really bother Dr. Nkem today with these questions because we want to learn from them. I see Victoria Olujobi says, quite educative. We're learning already. So, Madam Sade, I know you have one or two questions that you would like Dr. Nkem to answer. I don't know if you could just take that question shortly.
Okay, good evening, Doctor, my mentor. It's good to see you on board this evening. I'm so excited. So when we were
Shadi,
talking
how are
about
you?
Ima, when we were talking about the questions to ask Dr. Kim, I told Sylvester, Wikimedia is not only the work that Dr. Kim is known for.
Exactly.
Dr. Kim's impact in AFLIA should come to the forefront. Wiki is just by accident. So, Ma, you've done a lot in raising people like us. You are a giant in the profession. And because of you, people like us developed a very big wings to fly. So this evening, Ma, I would like you to talk about the work you do in AFLIA, the INELI program, the AFLIA Academy, so that people will know that, yes, you are very active in Wiki, but you do much more to raise giants. That's my number one question, Ma.
Shade, how
Yeah,
are
so
you? Oh, this one is
I'm
this
fine,
one
Ma.
is number one question.
I hope that will be the only question.
Okay, so I work in AFLIA, but before I started to work in AFLIA, in 2014, Victoria Okojie had invited me to be at the AFLIA. I think it was the first conference they did in Accra, Ghana, at Jimpa Conference Center, and I went there. I remember it was there that they did the first elections for sections. So when I looked with the eyes of an adult, I looked and I saw that South Africans were everywhere, especially for public libraries, because then I was still in the library board. But Nigerians were few, and it was election time, and I wanted to get in. And so I asked one South African, who do you want to be the chair of the public and the community libraries section? And they told me Mandla Ntombela. I said, okay. So I went to Mandla and I told him, Mandla, okay, you can be the president and I'll be your vice, okay? And he was so excited. So that was basically how I got into AFLIA activities. Then along the way, there was opportunity for me to join AFLIA as a staff, and I became the Director of Training and Human Resource Development. And throughout that time, even before that time, I remember when Shade is referring to, when she referred to, when I was a mentor for INELI 1 and INELI 2. I was also the mentor for the Leadership Academy 1 and 2. That opportunity, that window of opportunity, it taught me a lot. It taught me that there are many librarians that one can showcase. There are many young librarians that one can just give a little push and they can fly as high as they want. It taught me that nobody knows it all by himself or herself. It's not one person that can say, hey, I know everything. Empower as many young people as you can. Teach as many young people as you can. Inspire them. And then you find out that your work is even easier. So that's for INELI and the Leadership Academy. It was funded by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and it took me across Africa and also out of Africa. Yeah, it was really a good one. But that's for public libraries. But we also work for academic and research libraries. In fact, all library types. And that's why we've been pushing this openness. Openness is not just open access. It's not just open licensing. It also includes open data. And where we are pushing on to now is open data infrastructure. What are those back end things that you can do that will enable you as a library, as a librarian, to even practice the openness? How do you advocate for favorable policies? You know, how can you even find, identify, and use OERs, or how do you create OERs? This meeting that I just returned from today, I met with the head of the library at UN, and actually he was the one that sought me out and said that we've been looking for African librarians. Where are you people? That there are so many opportunities that they have, and they want to reach African librarians, and they hardly ever see them. That, okay, how many African librarians are in this meeting now? And I was like, wow, what happened? So from next year, AFIA will run a program with the UN Library, not just to teach librarians how do you use the resources in their open libraries. I also told them, the head, Thanos, I told him that I want a situation where African libraries can be the space where, if you want to trace, if you want to find out what has your country been doing at UN, come to the library and find out. Because according to him, they have such resources, they have such tracking mechanism that libraries can use to find out. Okay, you sent your rep to UN for a meeting. What did he do there? Was he a signatory to this or that or that? So he said that from next year, they'll teach us how to do that and then link us up to their tool so that African libraries can also be a part of this. So we are progressing. Let me just put it that way. Then also OER Commons. I don't know how many of us know about that site, but it's where you find premium open content, whether it's learning content you want to use to teach. Page. I didn't find African content. So again, this meeting, I was opportune to meet the CEO of that site, and we spoke, and she said that let's work on creating a space where when Africans or African librarians or African researchers, scientists, and so on, where they create open resources, they can also share there, so that knowledge will be balanced. Because knowledge, the way we see things now is as if, it's only the global north that knows this. It's only them that can do this. Meanwhile, Africans are doing a great deal. So this is part of what we also do next year. I hope I've answered your question, Shadi.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ma. In line with this, with your response, I would like you, if you could just use 1 minute to provide a short answer to Victoria. She says, open access has been around for decades now. I would like to know how we really bridge the gap between the library and patrons, especially when some patrons, they consider open access repositories aren't as credible as closed access. So this is a very important question. I don't know if you could take this, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Now, you see, when this kind of perspective crops up, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why somebody should think this way. There's a reason why people think that closed repositories are more credible. So how do we do it? Like somebody told me recently, focus on the problem. When you focus on the problem, solutions will come. Don't focus on them because solutions can change along the line. Now, what we are advocating is library-based model of quality assurance for open repositories, for open knowledge, for open resources, so that there will be that check and balance within from the library. If you say that you created something open, if you say that you want this to be uploaded to the repositories, it shouldn't just be done because you have done it. The librarians should have enough skills, they should have enough motivation to go through and find out, oh, there's a plagiarism problem here. Oh, you could have used a more recent citation here and there. Oh, this license that you think that you're using, this is a better one. There's something they now call copyright and licensing literacy. It's only librarians that can provide it. And also, of course, we don't know everything, but because we have access to knowledge in all the fields, you can actually help to ask somebody, this thing that you want us to upload to this repository, don't you think if you had added this or answered these questions, it could make the knowledge more balanced? So is like I said, it's a library-based model of quality assurance. Then again, I also look at it as a form of a sustainability model, so that librarians, the library is always there. So if the library is configured into open resources, into the creation of open resources, into the uploading and so on, then they can provide those services for which they are known for. Read through, is this one okay? Did this person copy it, or was it AI that wrote it for you? So that is my answer to that question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. And I like the perspective that, so I think I started with Wikipedia, Madam Shade came with AFLIA, and so let us also come with another part that, should I say the Gen Zs, they may not know about you, and that is the fact that you were once the public, is it the director of the Public Library Board in Anambra State, Ma?
Yes. And let me explain about that picture that we can see. I started work in the library board, Anambra State. Then we were in Enugu at 15 years after my O levels. So I rose through the ranks until it was from there that I went to for my first degree and my second degree, and then also the third one later in life. So when I was the director, that was when His Excellency Peter Obi built us a library. Let me say it this way. Before then, at the creation of states, the library used to be in a secondary school block. A secondary school block that's from the time that Anambra State was created through all the governors until Peter Obi, just before he left, actually. He built us that library and equipped it. So that picture you see is when the Minister of Communication then, Labaran Maku, I think he was on a nationwide visit, tour to assess what government has done, under Jonathan. So he came to Anambra and they brought him to the library. So that's how that picture came to be. And actually, this picture, I didn't have it. It was somebody in the press. It was somebody that took the picture a long time ago, sent it to me one day, do you know that you're here? And I was like, I didn't even know when that picture was taken. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Let me just add to a question about this picture. Your time as working in the public library in Anambra State, what were those unique challenges that you faced? Briefly, how did you manage the challenges that we know the public library faces today? How did you manage that?
Yeah. You know, in public libraries, every 3 years you get a promotion. You don't have to do anything. You get a promotion. And that creates this mindset of, I mean, this is just office work. I just come to work and I do anything that I like. And at the end of 3 years, I get a promotion. But that was actually when I started to write papers. Nobody asked me to write. Nobody, it was not a requirement for anything. But I saw that in writing, I was learning. And I also saw that what holds many people in the public library sector down is not that they are not intelligent. Is that they've not been challenged to change their mindsets about the profession, to change their mindsets about the possibilities that exist, about the things that they can achieve. You know, once you can change your mindset, once you understand that it is not all about promotion every 3 years, but it's about making impact. It's about, like I sent you one picture, you know, that I am me. I am a librarian. You know, for in the public library sector to understand that you are a librarian. It doesn't matter that your pay is lower than that of others, or that the motivation is not there. The important thing is continue to do your work, and at the right time, you'll be surprised that doors will open to you. But again and again, have that mindset that I can do this. Have that mindset that, I mean, I am intelligent too. Thank you. Did I do? Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Hello.
Hello, I'm still here.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello,
man?
I can.
Okay, yes, I hear you, man. So sorry for that mix-up. Yeah, thank you so much. That's so much information there already. I didn't know that your response would even be in that manner, but the response feels like a Sunday sermon for public librarians. And I really hope that librarians in that sector are challenged by I hope that they are challenged by that message you just shared with us briefly. I am me, no excuses, no regrets. I'm a librarian. Thank you so much, Ma. Very quickly, let us also look at, this Elon Musk's Starlink's internet service. Do you know, it wasn't until I saw some promotional content or advocacy that was when I first learned about the power of that internet service. I think, was it related to 1 gigabyte something? I know there were some programs. I was receiving some emails then, and I know that you played a key role in facilitating Elon Musk's Starlink services for 5 Nigerian libraries. And this was as at the time that the service was just being introduced to Nigeria, I believe. And how do you envision technology transforming the role of libraries? And what was that project like for you, ma'am?
Well, you see, technology is everywhere now. You know, it's difficult to do anything now without technology. And in doing that, you find out that you need access to the internet. So I had I had learned through people that I pally with in US that Elon Musk was coming into Nigeria. And I told them, see, your prices are high, but I'm sure that's the best you can do. But do you think that you can give it for common good to people so that they can understand how important it is, and then from there you can now, people can kind of get used to that kind of steady internet, and from there buy it. And they were like, what do you mean? I said, see, if you can just give it to 5 libraries, that will help. Just 5 libraries in Nigeria. And they were like, hey, 5? For how long? And I said, if you want it to have impact, 24 months. So free internet for 5 libraries for 24 months. And honestly, well, I had in mind at least one coming to the public library in at least in Southeast, but it was difficult. Nigeria is I don't know how to put it. There's politics in everything, so to speak. But eventually, we got it, and I think it has run for more than 1 year now. And by December, I'm going to sit with all the people that got it to evaluate what were you able to do with this. What can you do more with this? Because it is with those kind of results that I can go back and say, please, I know you've done for 24 months. Just add extra 24 months so that you can have more impact. I hope it works. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it will, but it will depend largely on the result that they are going to show me, that from this thing in their library, they've been able to do this, run this program, have people access internet more for this and that and that. So it's all up to them. I've done my part, but I'll still continue to advocate for such free internet. And actually, when I told them that we have hundreds and almost thousands of libraries in Nigeria, they were like, are you sure? We've never heard of them. So again, visibility matters. Visibility is really important, because if I don't blow my trumpet, who blow it for me? So libraries just need to blow their trumpets more. And again, we hope that like the Wikimedia project that I spoke about, that is being modeled by the National Library of Nigeria. We hope that we can get such things more into Nigeria to help the professionals grow. That's the library professionals grow beyond where they are now. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did. Right now, I'm going to play a short clip that I doubt if you remember about it. Dr. Nkem was invited. Let me explain this story to you people. Dr. Nkem was invited to by Al Jazeera. We all know Al Jazeera, one of the popular channels, and alongside some other information professionals. And the conversation was going on, and these broadcasters were already, they referred to the Kennedy Library website. They said so much about how beautiful the website was advertising the library. And the question was, is this how libraries are in Nigeria? Then how come statistics shows that a lot of people do not read, many public libraries are dead? Now, all these are not what I want us to look out for in this video. I'm going to play the short clip now. It's less than 1 minute, and I want you to see what happened at the end of the video. Let's take a short break to see this clip.
They say lack of leadership, underfunding, and poor maintenance have produced libraries full of outdated material and left the buildings themselves in shambles.
So what needs to happen to encourage more Nigerians to read? Here to talk about this in Anambra State, Nigeria, Nkem Osuigwe. We have computers here.
Yeah.
If I just scroll down a little bit, e-learning for kids, register to read or borrow books, academic research, e-learning for all, goes on and on and on and on. Is this representative of libraries in Nigeria? This is very, very, very impressive.
No, most libraries are not that way. You know, we just got lucky with the government that was before this one. They had an interest in libraries and they invested heavily in libraries. Most of the libraries in Nigeria, some are good, some, you know, they have computers, internet.
Aha. And some might have trouble with connectivity. We appreciate that. It's a Nigeria show. It happens.
Oh my goodness. Doug, I don't know what to say. You see, you were just trying to talk about, okay, let me hear from you.
You see, I didn't remember this interview. When you were asking me about myself, honestly, I didn't remember this interview. And then I didn't even see this part that you showed now because, I mean, I was off. The internet went off. I just told somebody today that you are very lucky that it was just today that I landed in Nigeria and that I'm still in Lagos. If it's that I had gotten to Oka, you know, because I wanted to see how I could get to Oka today. There's this colleague that's doing her Thanksgiving tomorrow, and I really wanted to be there. So if I had struggled to get to Oka today, the internet would have been something else. But because I'm in Lagos, in an area where the internet is okay, that's why we are still talking. And that is why this that donation from Starlink is really critical. And also, you know, what I know that IFLA has done that advocacy is to say that internet in libraries should be seen as public internet. It should be seen as something that the public needs, so that even when there's internet throttling or internet step down or whatever, that of the library should never go up, because that's where most people go to access internet that is, if not free, very cheap. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. So very quickly, while we are wrapping up the program now, it's 8 p.m. dot. So I would like to ask some final questions. And the question goes like this. As a female leader in librarianship, what advice would you give to young women aspiring to make a difference in the LIS profession?
Okay, can I come back with a question? What's the difference between a male librarian and a female librarian?
As a female,
you see, we all got the same training, right?
Sorry, you're asking me, Ma, if there's a difference, right?
Yes. What's the difference?
Network. Wow.
I can hear you. There's no network. Sorry, it's not a network issue. I can hear you. All right, your network, but I heard you. Can I go on now? Hello, Sylvester. Hello, Sylvester. Hello, Sylvester. It's not my network. Hello, Sylvester, are you back?
Yes, I'm back, ma. So sorry about that. I just switched we were just talking about internet challenges. It happened to me. So sorry. Please just proceed on.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, so I had asked you, because you asked me what I have for female librarians, especially the young ones. And I asked you, what's the difference between a male and a female librarian? Did we not all get the same training? That's number one. We got the same training. Let me answer it now. We got the same training. And of course, we speak about equity and stuff like that because women have invisible barriers that men do not have. I tell people that before I got married, I had told my husband that, see, I want to do my PhD immediately. But by then, when you finish your master's in UI, you have to work for 2 years before you do your PhD. And in working in those 2 years, I started to have children. And you wait for the kids to grow up before you now start to do the things you want to do. So I didn't get my PhD until exactly 22 years after my master's. So what I'm saying is that, you see, we all have the same training, but equity is important. Equity is important because, like I said, we have invisible barriers that men don't have. And then also, for every female librarian, I can tell you, you may want to put your career first to achieve what this older person did and so on. But sometimes the joy comes in helping your family grow first, then digging deep into your career. Please don't neglect your family for the sake of your career. I apologize for some that may feel hurt by this. They'll say, okay, she has gotten to this stage. She doesn't want others. It's good to follow the process so that at the end of it, you'll be a fulfilled, totally fulfilled person. You showed us a clip of my chieftaincy cycle. If I had left my children, let's say I wanted to do my PhD fast, maybe I won't be where I am now. So it is important to consider what are those things that are critical to you. But again, in holding on to them, also make way for your career. Don't lose focus. Even if it takes you 10 years, 20 years, don't lose focus. Hang in there. Hang in there. I can assure you that at the end of the day, you will achieve. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And just a rapid one, a question from the regional library SROC, Ogangwena. That's a question the person is asking, what strategy would you recommend for engaging library users and stakeholders with digital tools and resources? It's on the screen. Strategies for engaging library users.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, when you get to a user community, the user community of a library, especially a public library, you find young people, Gen Z people. I mean, they are into it, they know how to do stuff. Then you find the mothers, you find the fathers, you find the grandmas like me. Then you find people that don't want anything to do with technology at all. The important thing is, how do you make everybody come to the table? So that even if you do not want, how about others that want it? So that they can understand that, okay, you don't like this, but there are others that like this. Is that okay with you? And what I'm trying to say is recognize what others feel, recognize the stakeholders and their different perceptions and perspectives and move from there. Get everybody to a table as much as you can to explain why technology is important for assessing knowledge now. And I can tell you that, see, knowledge, I didn't go into that. I wrote it down somewhere. It was something I wanted to, I said I would share. knowledge is a public good now. Is something that everybody needs for what they are doing to succeed, to achieve. And libraries are best suited to equip everybody with skill, with the knowledge. And then sometimes that fear of digital footprint, is the library that's best suited to do that for everyone, whether you're young, you're old, you're middle aged or whatever. So getting everybody to the table to understand this is very, very important. So that is a basic strategy. Then when you get them to the table, you can now know what are their fears. Why don't you like this? You tell them, see, this thing, it doesn't bite. The internet, it doesn't bite. Are you scared that somebody will see you? Okay, this is how you do it, so that somebody can't cheat you or scam you. But the important thing is get everybody to the table. Don't assume that because they feel that they don't like it, that's the end of the story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mara. So I'm going to take my final question, and then we have a surprise guest here, so we can declare Dr. Nkem as Librarian of the Month and wrap up this session today. So my final question goes like this. So it's 2 in 1 since it's final, though I have a rapid fire question to ask you. So the question says, yes, there are a lot of challenges in libraries, but what qualities and skills do you believe are essential for emerging librarians, Mara? And in a society,
Hello, Sylvester. Hello, Sylvester. Hello, Sylvester. I seem to have lost you. Hello, Sylvester. Hello, Sylvester. Hello, Sylvester. Hello, Sylvester. Hello, Sylvester. Are you back?
yes, so sorry, Ma. Did you get my question, Ma?
Okay. Yeah, you asked about the skills that young people need or something like that. Hello?
Please, Ma, did you get my question?
Kindly repeat it, please. Kindly repeat it.
The question was what would be the kind of qualities that you recommend for upcoming generation, even the present librarians that we have right now, based on what the trends currently are? What are those skills that you think we should be looking out for now as librarians in a librarian, and that libraries should begin to prioritize? That's my final question, Mark.
All right. So first of all, have an open mindset. Let your mind be open. Then grow a high quotient of curiosity quotient. Don't just feel that you know it all, because knowing it all is a risk. Understand that change must happen. It must happen. Then again, you now think of these technology skills. They are really, really, really important. I don't know how many people can program amongst us. Can you? How many can? Learn the skills. I mean, they are for free all over the place. Even if it's just ordinary HTML with WordPress, that is okay. Learn it so that you can understand some things that happen at the back end. Let your digital literacy skills go beyond intermediate to advanced, because you're supposed to be the guide for others. And when the guide does not know the way, I mean, how do you hope to cope? The conference I just returned from, it talks about digital public goods, because the UN head honcho has been talking about digital public goods. That's digital resources, digital data, software, and all that are in the open space, that are in the open domain, public domain, that others can use to create things. Get into your head that that's the kind of thing you should be, that a librarian should know more about. Don't, of course, the things we've been doing, all of them are great, but grow with the times, learn. And then another aspect of the conference was on artificial intelligence. So how can librarians cope with the new things on the block? How do you evaluate which one comes from a human or a machine? How do you cope with the copyright issues? How are LLMs trained? That's large language models. How are they trained? Where are they getting the knowledge to train them? So like I said, curiosity is really important. Then your digital literacy skills, partnership. You can't do this alone. You know that African proverb that if you want to go quick, you can decide to go alone and just be encouraging yourself. Oh, I'm moving fast. But if you want to go really far, please go with others. Collaboration is key, so that it's not just one person, just one star shining in the sky. It's only me, it's only me, everybody can see. Think about young ones. Think about pulling others up, because as you do that, you find out that you're learning and you're pulling yourself up too. Thank you. Sylvester, I'm done. Sylvester's internet is there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That's why I had to bring Madam Shade on board. In case you notice, I get lost again. I'm using one router and 2 other networks. Unfortunately, that's what we face in Nigeria. I'm now relying on my phone hotspot, no longer the router. So Madam Shade, in case I go off, I'd like that you continue with the program. But at this point, I would like to also bring on board Madam Ramatu. Madam Ramatu is a member of the Librarian Spotlgiht Africa team, and she would be giving the vote of thanks today. But very quickly, I would like for
Shade, he's gone.
We
so
want to say thank
Shade.
you to everyone that has stayed till this time. Please help us. I hope you can still hear me. I don't know if they can hear me anymore. Okay. Hello.
Hello,
Can you
Sylvester.
hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So please, I hand over to you, Madam Shade and Ramatu. Our surprise guest is backstage right now. This is the time for us to declare Dr. Nkem as Librarian of the Month of
November.
So over to
So Ramat, over to you.
Hey, good evening, ma. And digital grandma, good evening, ma. I'm so glad to see you. Our program today is we are glad we have you. At least we have learned from your word of knowledge. So you are welcome.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Nkem, thank you so much. Like I said before, you talked about the Elon Musk Starlink, and I remember I was traveling with you to Calabar when you were asking me about telling me about the Elon Musk internet, and I can assure you that in my library, that internet has really brought a lot of patronage to my library. Once I sit down and I at the entrance, I tell them, "Do you know we have free internet service, uninterrupted internet service?" And you see them come, oh, your library, and the crowd is massive because of that particular intervention. So thank you once again this evening, ma. So Ramat, please, can you introduce our guests of tonight, our surprise guest of Dr. Nkem? Ramat.
Okay.
Ramat. Okay, Sylvester, please, can you go ahead?
Shade, can you just do that since she...
Okay, so
go
this
ahead.
evening.
Okay, yes, okay, I should head.
Okay, go ahead, Sylvester. Your network was hanging, so you can go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So
yes.
We're sorry, the internet is not favoring us this night.
Yeah.
So this evening, we have a surprise guest for you. You have mentored a lot of us from Nigeria to Zimbabwe to Zambia to South Africa to Malawi. You are our mother, just like Ramatu called you, digital grandmother. You restored our hope in librarianship. You made librarians sexy, if I can use that word online. You made it look romantic, and we cannot thank you enough. So on this note, we are inviting one of those people you raised as a surprise guest for you. So on this note, Sylvester, can you bring Doctor's surprise guests?
yes, so currently we have Madam Alice Musando Mwampe, a passionate librarian from Zambia, Lusaka.
Hello, Alice. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Network issues from Nigeria to Zambia, the same issue. Africa.
Oh my goodness. Wow, she's here now, so I think it's just network. And Madam Alice is here, and she will be presenting this certificate on behalf of the Librarian Spotlgiht Africa to Dr. Nkem. So let us give the opportunity for Madam Alice to speak. I see she's here. Okay, she's still here. Madam Alice, you can speak, ma'am. Hello. Oh, network. Network is also telling on her. So I see her, she's trying to come in and she's going out. The network keeps kicking her out. So we're so sorry, everyone.
Sylvester.
Alice, good evening.
Good evening. How are you, Sylvester? Hey, Shade.
I'm fine. Thank
How
you.
are you, Alice?
Welcome. Yes.
Thank you so
Please,
much. The
Madam Alice,
network
please
issue,
go ahead with
it's
the
an African
presentation.
issue. Ma, Grandma, our great mentor. It's such an honor for me to be part of this meeting. I like the idea that you brought out so much of the things that we get to talk about as librarians, I think, throughout Africa. It's about the mindset, really. So for me, it's such an honor to present to you this great gift. Your achievement has really been a contribution, not just to Nigerians, but to the entire Africa and to the world at large. Allow me to officially present this Librarian of the Month to you, Dr. Nkem. Thank you, Ma. We love you. We
Thank
appreciate
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
we look
you.
forward to a moment when Africa would be where we want it to be. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, dear Alice. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alice.
So, Dr.
Thank
Kim, you
you.
see that you are, I know you are not the type that you usually don't accept praises, but sincerely, you've done so much. You are a role model to all of us, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Maybe so. We're going to invite Ramatu for a vote of thanks, and then we close. But before that, maybe a reaction from Dr. Kim as we leave.
Thank you very much, Sylvester and team. Thank you, Alice. Thank you for everybody that has been here. I can see that Juliet, doctor, in fact, calling her a doctor, it doesn't suit the name again. It should be Professor Juliet Alex Mecha is also here. And of course, John and a lot of others. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you for finding time to listen to all of us tonight. Oh, the big man himself is also here. Collins, it's amazing that you're here. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you. Thank you. I see people from Eswatini. I see people from Zimbabwe. I see people from Ghana. I see people from all over Africa. So Namibia too. Namibia will be with you next year. Remember, for the AFLIA conference. Thank you. So I don't know. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So having said that, we congratulate everyone, and especially Dr. Nkem, for being here and for sharing her wealth of experience with us. We say thank you so much. So having said that, Madam Ramatu, final words of appreciation as we say good night.
Wow. It's an educative section, and Grandma, I said we really appreciate your presence and congratulations. And for our participants that were able to join today, due to even your time schedule, you still have time to be with us this night. We really appreciate, and we also hope to see you next month, same time, for another Librarian of the Month. And also, like Digital Grammar said, change is inevitable. So Nigerian librarian and African librarian, let's accept change, because digital came to stay, so we must work with it. So have a nice weekend. Thank you, everyone.
All right. So
Thank
thank you.
you.
So having said that, see you all next month. Next month is going to be a very huge surprise. The Librarian of the Month will be a huge surprise. And please take note, we are making modifications in the program. You will now, from after next month, our subsequent editions from the year 2025, you will now be able to nominate your preferred Librarian of the Month. So our website will now be accepting nominations for who should be celebrated as Librarian of the Month. We are looking forward to get support. If you feel drawn to this program and believe in the visions of this program, we advise that you reach out to us and do well to support what we do at the Librarian Spotlight Africa. Once again, I want to say thank you so much and good night, everyone. Bye.
Alice, bye.